What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Mastering Body Language with me, the Body Language Noob. Basically today we're going to be talking about some more arm crossing gestures, or barriers as other people would like to call them. And today we're going to be talking about the boss versus staff arm cross, or I would like to call it more hot chick versus beta male arm cross.
Hi, baby.
Which it shouldn't be that way, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So, first things first, there is a saying that superiority will make their superiority known, can be a man or a woman, just by not crossing their arms. Usually, in a case of boss versus staff tend to cross their arms, put their hands in their pockets, do things in order to make themselves feel more comfortable in front of bosses. And typically, not always, bosses will... Sorry, I don't know why I was doing that. Bosses will have open body language.
The guy's good. You got a badass over here.
Basically, what they're saying, or what you could be saying with open body language, is, I am not afraid of you or anybody else around here. So it's cool to look at when bosses are introduced to new staff members. That's a really good thing to look at, or a situation or environment or play to look at online or in person. It's a lot better to look at it when it's happening because it's not staged, and it's easier to... It's not easier to, but it's more fun to read, and people in their natural environment with natural body language. But usually when a boss is introduced to staff members, you know, they might cross their arms, or they might go like this with a single arm cross. We haven't talked about that. Cover their private parts, hands clasped in front of their groin area, hands in pockets. 9. Whereas a boss being introduced to staff members would actually end up being like this. Arms crossed behind the back, and they would kind of stand here and look at the new staff members. And if you notice how I'm standing, it's kind of how generals stand in front of soldiers. And basically what my body language is showing everyone is, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of anyone here. And if you think about it, if you're exposing everything, your weak points here, you've been kicked in the balls, you know that it's weak, and your organs, your heart, everything's exposed when you go like this. So this is a very confident pose. I think it's cool to kind of analyze this body language in front of bosses and staff members. If you can ever get the opportunity to do that, a lot of us have jobs, so we can.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I would suggest looking at that type of body language, because right here I actually am feeling like I'm a little bit taller than I normally am. I do feel pretty confident right now, so you can try this at home. But it's kind of a comfortable thing. And it does kind of make you feel different than when you're going like this or when you're going like this. You know, I feel like I just lost inches in my height switching to this. So check it out. A lot of staff members would actually be able to pick up on their own body language in that moment. So if you are staff in the presence of your boss, remind yourself, whoa, wait a minute, let me look at my body language. I do this all the time, you know. There'll be moments where I just randomly say Stop, look at your body language. And I'll look down and I'll make sure I keep everything the same. And I'll go, holy shit. And then I'll analyze the situation. Try to start doing that within your life, and you'll start to realize your own body language in certain situations. But if a staff member is in the presence or in the spotlight of a boss who's standing like this or one hand in the pocket, they may start to feel semi-uncomfortable. We've all felt that way, you know, and then they might end up going into the arm cross. Hey, yeah, that makes sense, yeah. And it looks casual, but to the subconscious brain, it's not, it's showing other things than just, and you might think that, you know, me crossing my arms in front of the boss and talking, yeah, that's great, yeah, this looks casual, but really it's saying a whole lot more than what you think it's saying. So the next time you're in this situation, stop and don't stop listening to your boss, but look down at your body language for a split second. Think about what gestures you're making, and just go home and think about why you made those gestures, and research, and you'll learn how to display better body language in those situations, more superior body language. And who knows, maybe your boss will say something different to you. You know, switch your body language from being nervous and less assertive and unconfident to confident, assertive, and superior. And see if in a couple months your boss doesn't start talking to you semi-differently. It's great to experience and experiment body language. And the only way you learn is by experimenting, trying it out in the real world. You can watch these videos all day, but if you don't go out and do the body language and experiment with body language and analyze body language in the real world, you're never going to really learn it the way that someone else would if they did both.